Hello everyone, it's Lee here with what is the real episode 19 of our Final Fantasy VII playthrough, beginner's playthrough. The reason why I'm saying the real episode 19 is because we done the Rocket Town section, so I completed that, got through all of that, and then I basically done all that, thought I'd been recording the episode and I hadn't been, and I was pretty much outside Wutai to do the Wutai side quest and realised that I hadn't been recording, which was a nightmare, and I thought, oh, I've lost it all again and I'm going to have to basically just try and explain everything to you in the next section. So I did a recording of the Wutai side quest and I called it episode 19. And then towards the end of the episode, I realised that I had a save before it. So, to confuse everyone, this is episode 19, and the Wutai one is actually episode 20. What I'm going to do here is, I've just put no battles on. I'm going to quickly run through the Rocket Town aspect of the game. Basically, this is Rocket Town. You just follow it around. And there's a few bits and pieces you can get here. So if you come into the weapon store, there's a guy selling some interesting weapons. Pick up shotgun, because that is a decent weapon to have for Vincent. And if you didn't steal any gold armlets from the dragons while you was in the caves there, this is where you can purchase them. They are expensive, 2,000 gil. What I did in the last episode is I bought another 3 just to make sure. And then I picked up a pair of earrings for to give to Vincent, because he gives plus 10 to magic, and he's going to be my main magic guy, so I bought them as well. And then you can come and speak to this guy here. If you speak to him twice and say, yeah, let's take a look, you'll basically look at the ship with him and he'll give you a weapon. The weapon's okay, but only has 2 slots. It's quite hard hitting, but only has 2 slots. So to be honest, it's quite, for me, it's quite useless really. There's nothing in here we need. If you go into the shop here, you speak to this woman here. You can buy all your necessary items, which I've done, as I normally do, but you also have some new materia in barrier and exit. I picked them up for the sake of picking them up. To be honest, barrier is not going to be as strong as the big guard enemy skill that we obtained, so if you've got that, then you don't really need that, but if you're doing 100% completion, then it's worth picking it up. Nice power source here as well in this house. This episode was a really quick episode, guys, to be honest. From what I can remember, I was just literally showing you guys how to get things done, really. Pick up the drill arm here, which is a decent, it's got double, I think it's a double one for Barrett. And then you just come out here and there's a little plane. Yeah, this is going to be a quick whistle stops episode, so if it's more than 10 minutes I'll be quite surprised, but it's just to recap what I've actually done in this part of the game, really, because I thought I'd got rid of it. I mean, the majority of this episode is dialogue between Sid, who you're going to speak to now. As you can see, he's going to become a character of ours as well. He's the final character. And he's quite a strong sort of character, to be honest. I said in the last episode, and I'll repeat it here as well, he's one of the highest one of the strongest characters. And I think most people who play this game will use Barret, Cloud, and Sid towards the end game. It's not the Leaning Tower of Pizza, it's the Leaning Tower of Rocket. So basically you're getting an indication that you're going to have Shinra come in to this town. Sid thinks it's to get the space program back up and running again. You just come back to Sid's house, because this is his house. You speak to her. To cut a long story short, Shira and Sid, they're not married, they're not a couple. She lives with Sid and she feels indebted with him. Basically, she thinks he saved his life, her life, and because she ruined his dream, she just does whatever for him. I mean, Sid's dream was to go into outer space. I mean, you can tell he didn't because the rocket's still there, but this is the reason why it's still here. I mean, to be honest, Shira's doing the right thing. The rocket wasn't in the right sort of space that it needed to be, so she was doing it to make sure it was all safe, so the mission wasn't a failure. But because Sid was impatient and he just wanted to get on with getting into space, he started everything going really with the rocket launch and all that. So he didn't allow her enough time to do the checks that should have been done. So that's how it looks today, guys. Don't forget the Lord. You can speak to Palm if you want to, I don't bother. Come out here. What always amazes me, and what I said when I thought I was recording this was, you're outside the house, like literally opposite in eye line with Rufus, and he doesn't see you and he doesn't say anything, and it's like, really? I presume what they might do in the remake is have Cloud hiding behind the fence or a bush or something. Basically, I have a little fight with Palmer. To be honest, he's not that strong. There's nothing to steal off him. It's just a case of killing him, really. Easy peasy. Super overpowered. Oh, I am. So we now take the Tiny Bronco, which is going to be one of our new vehicles. Love how it's flying without a pilot. And basically that's how we got the Tiny Bronco, guys, and how we got Sid. You can only use the Tiny Bronco in shallow water, so it acts like a bit of a boat now. So he lets you know Rufus was going on about the Temple of Ancients, so we need to go find it. It's quite easy to find using the Tiny Bronco. The only issue is you're going to need a keystone when you get there. To save you some time, the keystone is actually in Golden Saucer, but this is where you go. So you can either go straight to the Temple of Ancients, so you follow the route along that way, or you can get off here and do the Rutai side quest, which I did in the last episode, which I recorded, which subsequently is going to be after this one, in the playthrough, in the playlist section. But yeah, this is where I got to, so I'll leave the episode there, guys. I was glad I was able to go back and record that bit for you, so you get to see that story. Thanks again for watching. It's a nice quick episode, and I will leave it there. Thank you, peeps.